Hey guys, welcome back to another series on my beta channel. Today we're going to be looking at Croc, the prototype of Croc pretty much. This game was developed by Argonaut Games and published by Fox Interactive, THQ and Cole, whatever the hell they're called. But anyway, so this game, if you didn't know, was actually an inspiration from Super Mario 64. Croc is a very good game. It's a platformer. 3D platform anyway, and it's a fucking great game. I loved it when I was little, I loved it when I was growing up, playing on the PS1 and Sega Saturn, and it is a great game. Now if you haven't already noticed, there are already a few differences from the final release to the prototype. The intro is a hell of a lot more different. Obviously you don't have the Gobbos jumping on like the little balloon Argonaut software logo before blowing up. And obviously the start menu is a hell of a lot more different as well. But yeah, let me just get into this. I'll turn it down quickly because it is quite goddamn loud, so I'll be right back a second. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Now I can actually hear myself speak. So like I said before, already quite a few differences with the intro and whatnot. I want to see if there is actually a demo, a rolling demo, for when you stay at the start screen. I don't think there is. But no, there isn't. It just repeats the music. Okay, but anyway, so as you can see, title screen is completely different. Now, what I'm guessing is that white and blue checkered box there was actually supposed to be the logo and whatnot. So Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. It's really cool to see this prototype because there are a lot of things in this prototype that you do not see in the final game. So the level selection is obviously a hell of a lot more different as well. Obviously you don't have Croc being taken by the bird and whatnot, and obviously all you have is like the levels to select, which it would make sense because this is like the developer's kind of version of Croc, just going through things. And may I tell you right now, there are a lot of things that are obviously only supposed to be for developers, just like to test things out, and it's so cool to see and everything. And not only that, but there are shit tons of levels. Loads of levels. There are some blank levels which don't do anything. There are some levels which just spawn you into a massive hole and kill you. But yeah, there are quite a few things that are not in the final game that are actually in the prototype. We'll be getting around to some of the main ones soon if we do get around to going around them. So first off, we're going to start off with 0, also, another thing is that the loading screen is a lot more different as well. What I do like though is the hip hop music style to it. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. I wish they kind of kept that in. So yeah, the first level. Now, what's really strange about this is obviously this is the actual starting level. There isn't any, as you can see, there isn't any music, but you do have these two things walking around you, or running around you, and you have a frog and a rhino. I don't know what this is for, but for my unit I'm doing in college, I'm suggesting these are actually, oh shit, no, bollocks, wait, ah shit, hang on a second, we'll get back to this game in a bit, we'll get back to it in a bit. Oh, there we go, okay, so yeah, like I said before, there is no music, and I'm suggesting that these two were just to, I guess, try and develop AI to run around you, maybe, to follow you and whatnot. That's what I believe anyway, but it's very strange though. Not only that, but the placement for these two tiles here are different. There isn't actually a platform here for the for that bag of money there. Actually, saying that, there's that secret level here, but there isn't. But no, going through these two areas here, which would lead you down here, would lead you down to the cave where you collect more Gobbos. And around here, where you would go into the next part of the forest, would lead you to different areas, but instead you complete the game instead. If you haven't noticed anyway, there was obviously a Sega Saturn version for Legend of Gobbos as well. The PS1 prototype version actually uses the Sega Saturn HUD, which is very cool actually to see. Not only that, but if you did see in the HUD, there was obviously the XYZ location and coordinates down below. Obviously that was for developers to look at something and go, oh okay, that's not working, let's try and sort that out. And maybe it was probably used by beta testers as well. So next up we have the ice slide. Now I was actually researching this at college, and I noticed that this is actually, apparently this ice slide was actually used in a tech demo, or I believe in some kind of demo. Now, what's really strange about this is that Croc has no sounds at all, and yeah, it's just very odd. Oh shit, have I got myself stuck? No. Okay, give me a moment. Whoa, okay then. Nearly killed myself. I would be using a controller right now, but one of my USB ports are fucked on my computer, so I can't actually use a controller. Now, I'm not surprised that this wasn't actually used in the final game, because it's very finicky. You don't really slide down, you kind of just go left to right really. You go really, really slow, and I mean really slow. I believe this wasn't used in the final game, because I was researching it and I looked it up quite a few times, and I think it wasn't a tech demo, or just a demo on the PS1, I believe. It's kind of cool though, because when I get round to doing them, I will be doing PS1 demos as well, or demo discs anyway. And you can see that when you play, obviously the demo of a game, especially PS1, like especially in the 6th generation, where the PS1 and I think it was the 6th generation anyway, or 5th. When you have like the Sega Saturn or the Sega Dreamcast and PS1 and whatnot, there was a lot of differences compared to the. Come on, get up, Croc. Do it! Get up! Nope, not gonna get up. Okay, well, that door leads nowhere anyway, because I've already done it before. There are a lot of differences between. Well, there's quite a few. It depends on what kind of game it is. The demo can have either a few changes or quite a few changes compared to the final game, especially on PS1 games. Most of the time, it's kind of like in the middle. But anyway, so Ice Slide, the second one doesn't work. Forest, this is a default blank map. We'll just test this out. I haven't tested out every single level on this game, on this prototype anyway. But I can tell you right now, we're going to be seeing a lot of things that are completely different to the final product. I can tell you that right now. I was also looking at this as well. Now, I was having a think to myself, and I was thinking that maybe this might have been a maybe a beta level that was never used in the end. I was thinking maybe the starting level actually led into here, but I'm not quite sure, to be fair. It's very odd, but it's also very cool as well. I don't know about these mushrooms either. I don't know if they're used in the final game, but their collision, well, no, their collision is actually fine. When I was testing this earlier on, yeah, the collision is a little bit finicky, but other than that though, it's completely fine. I don't believe you can finish this level. No, most levels are like this. You'd think you'd be able to go through this door and complete a level or go to the next stage, but mostly it's just a map placement, pretty much. Like, it's the blank map with no triggers whatsoever. So yeah, that's really that level. I do believe that the movement for Croc as well is a little more clunky than what the final game is. But besides that though, I do believe that there's not a lot different with Croc, to be fair. But other than that though, we'll move on to the next level. It's kind of weird to think though that Croc was actually the inspiration for for Super Mario 64, funny enough. It's funny because Argonaut actually went to Nintendo and said, "Oh, let's make a Yoshi, 3D Yoshi platform game," and they denied it. But yet again, they used the... Whoa, what the fuck is that? Hello. Oh, that's weird. I don't know if they're in the game. That whirlpool there. I don't know what that was either. Fuck. You know what, let's test that out. I want to see what that is. What are you? Oh, you seem to be nothing. Huh, odd. That's very strange. I think what I will do as well is that I will also look, because I was looking at this playthrough, like this long play of Croc, and I'll most likely going there, I'll most likely watch that again, and probably go through it. Now, I have a feeling that this is actually, because it's strange, because this actually seems to be the starting level, by the looks of it. And maybe the starting level maybe changed. This is probably the start of it. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. But no, it's very odd though. Especially that whirlpool kind of thing there. That's kind of cool. Anyway, let's start up on the next level then. Like I said before, there are quite a few levels. Obviously you have 0, 4. And then you go on to 1, and then 1, 1, and whatnot. But 1 doesn't have any levels for some reason. It's very odd. But now we go on to 2. We now have more levels here. We have actually, yeah, we have 9 here, which is crazy. Okay then, so default blank map for number 2. There are quite a lot of levels for the final game, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've already said this before, but there are plenty more levels in the prototype, there's no doubt about that. It's really cool to play prototypes of games though. It's just seeing the differences is quite cool. But yeah, carrying on. This was one of my most fascinating finds, especially on the early levels. Not only was it just this, but it was one of the enemies that I came across. Now, I do believe before I even started collecting betas and prototypes, and you know, even found out about the Croc prototype, there was this enemy here. Now, I don't know what this enemy is supposed to be. I have no clue, but it's there. And it does have its own, it does have a set AI path or AI nodes. But what's also cool about this is that I don't believe this is actually in the final game. Now, what this enemy does is that it will come up to you and start firing lasers at you, or lava, or whatever the hell it is. And I don't think you can kill it either, to be fair. No, you can't. It looks like a spaceship, to be fair. And besides that, though, it's quite cool to see. Let me go back down, because I want to see if there's any other differences. Like I did with my Half-Life 2 leaked beta playthrough, which I will be carrying on later on in the month. I'm also going to be doing some splash screens like I did with the Half-Life 2 beta. I'm going to be doing that as well. I'm going to be doing that for all my videos on the online beta hunter channel. There you go. But yeah, that's really that level. But yeah, I mean that enemy there is quite interesting. I'll probably put up some splash screens of what it is or what it was supposed to be, probably. I'll try and do that. Anyway, so 2-1. So this is a cave. Now we could spend hours playing this game, and most like this probably will be one of my, you know, like beta, like going through like playthroughs. Probably like every now and then I'll probably like go to it and then come back later on and, you know, go through it again. Hello. Okay then. Well, this is spooky, isn't it? Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. Don't mind the top left hand corner. Basically, my button for recording is the dot on the full stop on the, or delete button on the keypad, and it activates that as well, which is kind of cool because I need to look at my frame rate anyway. But yeah, that's really it for this level anyway. Yeah, again, probably another map placement or a default map for developers to probably add stuff in and whatnot, and I have no clue if this was actually removed or added. I will look through the playthrough, and I will most likely, because the guy that I'm watching, I'll post his channel in the description, and also the video that I'm watching. He is doing the full playthrough, so he's kind of like doing 100% kind of. It's really cool. Anyway, so let's go and go on to the next one. Like I said before, we have so many levels to go through, it's silly. So a desert. I don't think there was a desert in Croc. Pretty sure there was. Like I said before, it's been a long time since I've actually played the actual version of Croc. Last time I played it was probably a few months ago, just for a brief moment. So I believe this may have been a boss arena. It kind of looks like it, the way it's set out and whatnot. Pretty cool though. Not a lot to do, to be fair, but let's have a look around. No, there isn't really a lot, to be fair. Well, that's pretty much what you'll get from prototypes. It's just like levels which are currently being developed, well, being developed in that time. We've got a default blank map of water. God, we have so many levels to go through. Like, I cannot like exaggerate how much awesome this is. You know, just going through all these levels and like seeing stuff which isn't actually in the final game. It's really cool. Now, sometimes levels actually may not load, so I may have to come out and go back in again. So I may have to do that with this one. Yeah, okay.